We're now going to do trig review test 2, problems 33 through 36. 33 says a building 150 feet tall casts a 40-foot shadow. If a person stands at the end of the shadow and looks up at the top of the building, what is the angle of the person's eyes to the top of the building to the nearest hundredth of a degree? Assume the person's eyes are 4 feet above the ground. So here's the building. It's 150 feet tall. The person standing out here, if their eyes are 4 feet above the ground, then the right triangle that's made by this person's eyes looking at the top of the building, the person is 40 feet from the building. If their eyes are 4 feet above the ground, this side of that triangle is 146. We're trying to find this angle theta. We want this answer in degrees. We know that tangent function is opposite over adjacent. So tangent of theta equals 146 over 40. What angle has a tangent of 146 over 40? We want this answer in degrees. So mode, be sure that your calculator is in degrees. Do second tangent, 146 divided by 40, close parentheses, press enter, 74.68 degrees. A radio transmission tower is 240 feet tall. How long should a guy wire be if it is to be attached 5 feet from the top? That tells me that this side of this triangle is going to be 235 feet. This is my tower. And it is to make an angle of 35 degrees with ground. That tells me that this angle is 35 degrees. How long should this guy wire be? So this time I'm trying to find x. I am given the opposite side because it doesn't touch the angle. I'm looking for the hypotenuse. The trig function that includes those two sides is sine. So sine of 35 degrees equals opposite, which is 235 over x. Solve that. Multiply both sides by x. X sine of 35 equals 235. Divide both sides by sine of 35. Ready to put this in your calculator. 235 divided by sine of 35 equals 409.7 feet. Should come out with 409.7 feet. Problems 35 and 36 are talking about bearing. Remember, bearing is the distance from a north-south line. So for problem 35, I'm only going to draw the part that's necessary. We have O. We have C. This is labeled 75 degrees. I want to find the bearing from O to C. Well, it's already labeled for us. It's 75 degrees, but we got to tell them the direction. You know, this is north, south, east, west. So this is south, 75 degrees west. Bearing is always the distance from the north-south line to the ray. 36. This is the coordinate axis. We know we've got north, south, east, west. They have a whole lot of information given. I'm only going to draw the part that pertains to the question they're asking. There's point D. This is labeled 34 degrees. They want me to find the bearing from O to D. Remember that bearing is the distance from the ray to a north-south line. So we got to find this measurement to answer this question. 90 minus 34 equals 56. This answer is south, 56 degrees east. Because the bearing is always the distance from the ray to the north-south line.